raised rowdy.
Hello, and welcome to the Raised Rowdy podcast. I'm Nicky T.
I'm Kurt Ozan. We're just rolling in it, aren't we?
Yeah, let's do it. If he only has an hour and a half, you know.
Oh, shit.
We thank you for being here in this beautiful storm. We got in right before the rain.
I know. We're all good in here now.
Yeah, appreciate it. Mr. Dylan Schneider on the podcast. Thanks, bro.
Thanks for having me, man. For sure.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. So what you been doing, man? I know you've been busy as heck.
So much, bro. Touring with tons of people this year. It's been fun. We've been out started the year with Nate Smith.
Yeah.
We went out with Kane Brown for a few shows for his tour, Luke Bryan, and then we just started the one with Mitchell that we're doing right now through the fall. And then next week, my headlining one starts. So,
Sick.
Yeah, that's a lot. And then we got my album coming out this week.
Dropping.
Yeah,
it'll be out
crazy.
by the time this pod comes out. So.
Congrats on the release.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
It's crazy. We just had Mitchell in here too, so we were talking about that tour.
6 degrees of separation, kind of a vibe.
Yeah, yeah. We had Megan on before.
Yeah,
that,
Megan.
So they all attached.
That's awesome.
Who's opening for you on your headline tour?
Marin Taylor is her name.
Well, then we'll have her on the podcast. Then just keep it going.
There you go.
Any rooms that you're hitting up that you've hit up before and are excited about?
Yeah, I'm going to. So I'm from Indiana, so I'm like an hour west of Indianapolis, and I've played the Deluxe up there at the Old National Center a few times. So to get back there is going to be great. The hometown show, feels always awesome.
Yeah.
There's a lot of new places that we're going to. Playing the Troubadour for the first time out in LA, which is going to be pretty sick.
That's going to be super fun.
Yeah. I've heard like great things about it, so I'm really excited about that. And there's like 24, 25 dates altogether. A couple of headlining shows in Canada. We went there for the first time touring at the start of the year with Nate. So the first time doing a headlining show up there will be pretty fun too.
That's sick.
Yeah, a lot of firsts.
Yeah, I was just in Canada for the first time in like 10 years. We did like a songwriters retreat and played like a couple shows. Well, I didn't play shows, but Kurt did.
Hey, you ran us beers. That was important.
Honestly, I'll take that job.
Gotta have the beer
realistically.
running.
Yeah,
For sure.
Beatable are you in? Be run.
yeah. We had to talk the venue into like giving us enough beers for the crew. I'm like, listen. It'll just take care of itself.
Yeah,
like, if you need me to put my credit card down, I will. But we got to feed the staff with beer.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But it was really fun. Dude, Canada's cool too. There's a bigger country crowd than you'd even like imagine.
I know. Yeah. I was really surprised about that. Even like we did after we went to Canada the first time, we went over to Europe. Like we hit London, we hit Germany for the first time in Berlin, Rotterdam. We went through Amsterdam, hung out there for a little bit, and just seeing the presence even over there is crazy, So we've got to kind of do like a little like world tour so far this year, which has been cool.
So cool.
Yeah.
Who were you over there with?
It was the C2C
cool.
country festival, so everybody was over there.
Everybody, yeah.
But it was cool. I hadn't been to London since like 2018, I think, that summer, so it's been a few years. And it was fun getting to experience that again.
Yeah.
How was the catering for you?
Over there?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so weird. I don't know. It's always interesting trying to find something you like because it's also different. The
Of
culture
course.
and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was all right.
I thought it was great. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
But some of the dudes, like the more country guys on our tour, were like sometimes would go and like get Macca's or like McDonald's or something.
Yeah.
They wanted that comfort food,
I feel
something
that.
they're used to.
Oh, dude, we were gone for so long too. I mean, I was definitely trying to hunt some of that down. I needed a little taste of home for sure.
Yeah. I haven't been overseas. I've only been to Canada, and they had a lot of potatoes there.
Bro, you gotta go, man. It's like I feel so blessed, man, because I know you probably feel the same way. It's like if I was just working a regular job, like if I was still teaching music instead of playing music, it's like I would never have gone to Australia as many times as I have, or Europe or Germany, like going to Germany or Canada or wherever. So it's like getting to go over there and like drink the coffee and like hang and eat all the different food is just like such
it's an
beautiful
man.
side, benefit of being a musician. Not to
100%.
mention,
Especially if you
play.
get free time, while you're touring. And we did have a few off days over there, which is cool just to explore and stuff. It's awesome.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
How do those C2Cs work? Are they just booked kind of like a regular tour, like through your booking agent and stuff?
It's like a festival.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a big festival.
Yeah, and they have it everywhere over there. I know they were doing some in like Ireland, and we never got over there. Scotland, I think they did some shows.
Yeah, I've done it a few times. And like the first year we did it, it was like I forget who else was in tours. Like I was playing with Luke Combs, then Kip Moore, and then Casey was the headliner. And so we just played, and there was another group, I forget who it was. And the 4 of us would go play like in London, and then we'd play in Glasgow, and then we'd play in Dublin, and then, or Belfast or wherever.
Yeah.
And so it's like you play the same show. So it feels like a little mini tour.
It does.
Cool.
It's cool. And like, I hung out a lot. Like one of my buddies, Red Farron. We started out together like a few years ago, writing on like the Tree Vibes bus when we still had FGL, and we hadn't got to hang out that much. We were kind of in every little city together and had some off days and like went around and got to chill. It's fun, yeah, because just getting to see people you don't normally see either. Everybody's just in one place at one time.
Yeah. What do you think about like the fans over there compared to in the U.S.? Like, is it similar?
Shoot, I literally was having this conversation. I can't remember who I was talking to about it, but it was recently, and I described it as like, I don't know. I mean, the fans here are obviously amazing, but also I think that they're a little spoiled sometimes. A lot of people overseas are like very grateful that you're even there at all, and they're very attentive to your show. Like, it's not as rowdy as it would get here, and I just think that they like appreciate the fact that, you know, people are traveling to play for them, and they want to hear the music, even if they don't know who you are. There's a lot of people just excited to like listen and learn and like want to become fans. That's pretty cool. I think that we're just a little spoiled over here. We got it too good. You know,
especially in Nashville.
Yeah,
for sure. I know everybody's like jaded, you know, sometimes to it all, but it's cool, and to see just people being really appreciative and excited, it's humbling.
Yeah, that's
because we can go see the Time Jumpers like every Monday night if we wanted to, but over there it's like there's nothing like that ever.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
That's well said, man. I felt that too, and they're also like, it seems like they're more attentive, like lyrically.
Yes,
like getting
they're
like
listening to it.
Like when we played overseas, and we had Ashley McBride with us, it was like they're just everything that she said. You could just feel the crowd like react to the lyrics.
Yeah,
when she like, you know, it's like in a girl, you know, going nowhere. It's like when and then the band comes in, it's like. Everyone's like, oh shit! Like they kind of like they're like maybe they've never heard that song before, or maybe they have, but it's like they're so tuned into it.
Yeah, it's really cool. They want to hear the stories and stuff, and that's awesome. I mean, that's why you write the songs, man.
100%.
You know, to share your stories. So the fact that they're listening, I feel like some people, you know, it can just go right over their head. I'm like, did you even hear what that lyric just said? Did that not like hit you some certain way? You know, and it's cool to see people kind of go for the ride of the story you're telling.
Yeah. And you've had a lot of success with songs, I mean, as a writer and, you know, as an artist too.
Yeah.
But why don't we talk a little bit about the new record?
For sure, man.
Yeah.
This is my debut record, you know, so it's pretty awesome. After like 8 years of being in town and writing and putting out a handful of EPs, singles, you know, everything. I'm glad that I waited as long as I did, and it wasn't rushed and it didn't come out sooner, because the impact of it, I feel like, is a lot more important than being like, oh, I'm 3 albums in, you know, to an 8-year career at this point, and it wouldn't be, you know, as big. This is a big deal, and I think that it's the best collection of songs that I've written in my whole career. It's the most music I put out at one time, and I feel like people, you know, have been eager to have that. So, you know, 16 songs and just cool stories, a lot of, I guess, vulnerability in some of the songs that I never really shared about myself personally. And there's a lot more, like, realness of the stories that I tell throughout, just, you know, from growing up and like kind of having more life experiences than a lot of the music I've shared before too, you know.
Yeah, totally makes sense.
I feel like you were a lot younger when you kind of got started than a lot of people too.
Yeah,
just because like I feel like I kind of remember when you came on the scene. It seems like I moved here in 2012 and you were kind of shortly after me. I feel like
2016.
Yeah, and so it's like, I'm sure you've done a lot of growing up since then too, musically and as a person.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just like through my craft, it's like my personality, even my understanding of the industry, you know, as a whole as well. It's all kind of evolved over that time, and I think that this record kind of really shows a lot of that for sure.
Super cool.
And you've gotten to do like a lot of, even like going back, you've done a lot of sick tours that you've been on. So it's like, I'm sure like listening to this record, it's like there's like a lot of tempo and a lot of fun stuff. It's like a lot of stuff that would fit right into like a live show, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I think that's like something too, like of all the people that I've gotten to tour with and be around, something I've been noticing this year is I've been with a really good batch of people, especially like Nate, especially like Kane. Even right now, seeing this tour with Mitchell from the first weekend, sonically, like our sets and our music like really complement each other, and the fans, like, there's no like disconnect. I feel like, like they're excited, they're enjoying what I play before Mitchell comes out, because it's just so like kind of in that same lane, which is great. And I feel like it helps people build their fan bases, if especially on an opening slot for tours like that.
Yeah.
I feel like your music fits in well, like with Nate's and Kane's too.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd love to see Kane live.
Like, we sell a lot of merch out there with like those guys. We make a lot of new fans, and you can just see the numbers and the attentiveness and the reaction of the people. And that's what's great about that batch of guys that I've got to play with this year. Even, I mean, the Luke Bryan shows were awesome too, but I mean, if you're playing with Luke Bryan, everybody's excited anyway.
Yeah. He's such an entertainer too, man.
Yep.
Like, that's what, when I talk about Luke, I just talk about, I mean, from my early days before I was in Nashville, just seeing him in the pit and just watching the fans go wild.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was so crazy. I've seen him 3 times up in Indianapolis at the amphitheater up there, and I finally got to play that stage for the first time. So it was like, damn, this is like a full circle, cool. Check off the bucket list moment. So that was super special.
That's amazing.
Did you find that there's one of those tours that moved like the needle for your career the most?
I'd say let me think for a sec. Probably over the past few years, one of the biggest ones I've ever done, I got to go out with FGO a few summers ago, and that was like a really big time in my career, especially like, granted it was right before like the pandemic and everything happened, but it was huge in like a movement of like kind of me getting in everybody's like eyes again and like being noticed and talked about. And then like kind of out of the tail end of pandemic and stuff, I still kind of had that steam, I felt like, and I felt good, and people had been talking about what I was doing previously before that, so we kind of jumped right back in, and I feel like that was a big look for sure. And like, I was really thankful. They didn't even have to bring me out, but we did an EP. They signed a deal with my previous record deal. My record company was like Interscope out in LA, and they got involved with them, and that was a huge bone that they threw, bringing me out and having me play that new music and stuff. So that was really cool.
Those shows, man, too. We would from Pittsburgh every year. We would have a bus, like a school bus, that we would take to the FGO shows every year. Just the biggest party, and everybody knows all the songs, whether you knew them or not. That kind of thing. So like, we could bring fans that weren't necessarily country music fans and show them that experience, and they'd be like, "Oh, I love this.
Yeah, I'm into this." I always talk about them. And especially like that era of like 2010 to 2015, Sam Hunt included, all that. They were kind of a huge, player in turning, the style to where it is today almost. Like, just, you don't have to be right down the middle country. You can do a little bit of something different. And now it's all over the place, which is cool. And I like that. I mean, I just feel like people should create and do whatever they want to do and make the music they want to make. And I just hope it's good at the end of the day. But either way, I just think they were huge, in the influence of where, country music started to change.
Agree.
Yeah. Nick would say that the lane is wider now, and there's room for more folks.
Definitely. Yes, it's all over the place.
You can find your own people.
Yeah, exactly. Fans. I think that's cool, man. And I just think that it's huge for the genre in general. Is just to like be more inclusive, and like you get a lot more people that otherwise wouldn't, like what you just said with FGL. You get people that wouldn't maybe like country music, but they like it. Yeah. Because everybody's so free with their creativity nowadays, I feel like.
So in terms of the record and the sound, who did you work with on production for the record?
It was Zach Abend, and then Lalo Guzman also produced a couple of the tracks that we put out like really, really early, like Bad Decisions and Ain't Missing You. And then we had a couple other ones that we did, but they're not on the record. They might come out down the road, I don't know. But working with Zach has been like so like easy, and like, I don't know, it was like just like no stress, you know what I mean? Like everything was just smooth. The whole process of him understanding kind of the sound of what I wanted to do, and he just got it, and it was just so fun to like work with somebody like that, where it's like, damn, like we're creating something cool, and it feels like it's right off the bat. You don't have to try, So the whole thing was just like super cohesive and cool, and I'm definitely gonna be working with him, for a while.
That's cool.
For sure.
How did you guys meet?
Oh, dude, I met him when I was like 16 years old, right after I came to town. just through mutual friends and people that I was working with early on, just introducing me. And I remember we went out one time on Broadway and just kind of hit it off. And then I cut one of his songs on the first EP that I put out. It was called Bait. Him and Luke Preston had wrote it. So I started writing with them a little bit back then.
Sick.
And we were just always super cool and like good friends, you know, got along well. We hadn't really worked on much. He produced another song off my second EP called How Bad Can One Kiss Hurt? And that was like the only one he did on that, I think. But because Mark Holman at the time was producing me back then, and I don't think Holman had time to get that last one. So Zach came in, and then now he's back, you know, here doing the whole record, which is awesome.
Full circle, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lots of nice steel playing on the record too. I gotta say, as a steel player, I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure, man. I mean, they killed it, dude. Everybody that was on there, so talented. And
Justin Shipper, I believe, is the steel player. At least on with the songs I looked up with the credits on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude. All those guys are so great.
Yeah,
dude, it was insane. It was so fun getting to go in there and see them put like, you know, their flair on all the demos, and even like Puzzled, the last song I wrote for the album, and we went in like literally the day before we went in to cut the last 6 songs. I wrote it that night, and I had the idea for the album and everything. We're like, oh, we gotta try to get this done. I was like, the song's not even written. So I just sat down in my house, and I wanted Hardy to help me out writing it, because I saw him at Stagecoach this year, and Zach actually writes for Hardy over at Relative, his publishing company. So we had talked about us 3 getting in, and I was like, I kind of texted him about the idea a couple days before that, and he hadn't gotten back to me, and I was like, shoot, it's crunch time. I guess I'm just going to have to run it by myself, because Hardy was like, yeah, dude, I want to get a couple on your record if we can find some time, and you know, both just so busy. Yeah. But, dude, it was cool, and I wrote that, and it was literally just my acoustic vocal work tape that I took in there, you know, and played it for all the session guys, and they turned it into what it is. And it's so like, cool. Damn, it's so cool to see it transform from that last night, you know, to this today, and hear them do it. And then Zach put all his, you know, fire on it, and it was just cool. It's cool to see a song like be born like that quick.
So wild,
especially when you just wrote the night before, like a solo write.
Yeah, I was like, I hope it's good.
It's so funny because like I think one of the hardest things, at least this is something a lot of artists say. I'm not an artist, but it's like the hurry up and wait. You know, it's like you want to get this music out to the people, and you want to get it recorded, but it's like you got to go through distribution and all this channels and all this lane. But then it's like sometimes you write a song and then you just cut it the next day and you just hear it fully produced.
Dude, when it's that quick, I mean, it's a beautiful thing for sure. And I was proud of that one. I thought it was cool because I hadn't written a 100%er like solo in forever. So the fact that I got one on there, and it's the title track, and it's the last song, it just made it like a cool. And the day before we were cutting, you know, I wrote it. It's just a cool story.
That's sick.
Congrats on the Dylan Schneider cut.
Hey, thanks, bro. I've been dreaming of one.
Yeah. No, it's super cool. And so 16 songs. I mean, so you've done a lot of EPs.
Yeah.
Was there any intention with that, or was it just like, hey, we had this great body of work and we wanted to make sure everything got on there?
Originally it was gonna be like 18. There was a couple of collabs we wanted to do, didn't really work out. And like I said, now we got stuff on the back burner, which is great. I like to have things ready to go, you know, already too. But no, it was like kind of the time, and had all these songs that I've been writing over the course of like 2-3 years. We were like, yo, end of this year. We talked about it a little bit early on, and then middle of the summer we were like, all right, we're actually just gonna do the record, so it needs to be done in like September. And I needed a few more songs, but yeah, I was striving to go anywhere from 10 to like 20 and like have the full project. So I think 16 is a great number. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, it's cool seeing people like have the slightly larger albums, because it used to be like your first album was 11 songs or you know, sometimes 10, you know. So it's cool to see that. And sometimes you play it where it's like, hey, here's the album, here's the extra, you know, to do it like that. But I enjoy getting that all at once, because to me it's like, it gives you a time in your life of like, right now, this is the debut project, but people have heard your music. You know, have a lot of fans already. Right?
Yep.
But it's like, here's a statement of where you're at right now.
Definitely.
And sonically, the album all fits together too, which I think is cool. Dude.
Yeah. That's one of the things I was like most happy about, is like nothing really sticks out. Nothing feels weird. And it's very cohesive, like I said, you know. So I was happy, and like I said, working with Zach made that very easy, because he just kind of understood the picture.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, so what else has been going on, man? I see you got the duck on the hat. Are you big on the duck hunting? What's going on in the?
I just started duck hunting last year, and I love it. We do goose hunting up there too in Indiana too with my buddy. So I'm excited that season finally is like coming back around. I think it just started up there in Indiana. So I got to get up there, but I'm so damn busy right now. I got no free time.
Your 2 tours. And
I'm gonna find some time once we get back from the West Coast and just go up there and get my gun ready. I got a nice Benelli last year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
treat yourself.
Yeah, dude. I was like, man, this gun will last me forever. And if I want to go in, it was funny. The first couple times we went out, my buddy has like 2 or 3 of the Super Black Eagle 3s, and I used one of them that day, and I was like, man, this is a nice gun. I texted him. I was like, yo, which one is that? And he tells me, and I look it up. I'm like, damn. Okay.
No wonder it was so nice.
Yeah. I was like, all right, well, I went and looked at them, and got a cool one with like the real tree camo on it and stuff. It's sick. I like it a lot. But.
Yeah. Speaking of Indiana hunting, do you know Dustin Huff?
Dustin Huff.
He was a writer in town, and he still writes, but he lives back home in Indiana.
Yeah.
And he shot the largest like white-tailed deer, like normal
With a bow.
Yeah, with a crossbow.
Yeah, he shot
the
with a
largest
crossbow.
bow like in North America, like ever.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Was it in Indiana? They shot it. Yeah, there's a lot like up in like Indiana, Illinois area.
Big
I know a lot of the guys around here go up to Illinois.
It's wild. We got to talk to him about it. It's like it like changed his life, dude. It's like now he like tours doing like hunting stuff, and he's like that's like
that's sick.
It was like
the name sounds super familiar. I don't know. Maybe I know him, but
yeah,
it sounds familiar.
Yeah, he like posted a photo of it, and like Combs saw the photo and like called him. Was like, take that photo down. I'm gonna hook you up with the guys from Meat Eater. They're gonna get you like a lawyer and tell you exactly what to do. And it's like you gotta like hide the body and like all this thing. It's like because people will come get it because it's worth like 6 figures.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, dude. It was like a whole thing. Yeah.
At least Combs was looking out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, it figured it out. They got him hooked up because he knows all those folks. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's now getting booked to talk about the buck and then also playing songs. You know,
that's
it's
wild.
like that. It's nuts.
Yeah, dude. That's big,
crazy,
deal, man.
Hunting is a big business too, man. I mean, just from we have buddies that are artists that literally do guided hunts. That's their work. Down in Alabama.
It's super cool.
They
like,
just
Colby was a fisherman doing like that.
fly fishing.
Yeah. What do you call it? Guide.
Yep.
Yeah, I know a lot about it, obviously. So.
I've never really been hunting. Like I remember my dad was gonna take me, and I just had ADHD so bad when I was young.
That was a thing. Like people always ask me, they're like, "Oh, you ever deer hunt?" And, like I have never went deer hunting. But I'm like, dude, just to be honest with you, bro, like I didn't grow up in a family where like my dad ever went hunting. He was a fisherman. I fished a lot, bass fishing and everything. I grew up doing that like crazy, but we just never went hunting. And my grandpa didn't hunt. He's a farmer, got a lot of farmland, lets people hunt out there. And then me and my friends weren't running around doing it. I had a couple buddies that, they go out with their dad and stuff, but I never did. So now that I'm finally doing the bird hunting and stuff, I got really into it real quick, and it's a fun little hobby to have.
Yeah, it's like my buddies. I was supposed to go down last year over Thanksgiving and hunt buck, and I didn't. And they were like, "Why don't you come down and do this?" And I was like, "All right, I probably will." Now that I have a car that will actually make it to Alabama.
There you go.
It's hard too because it's like it's time consuming. So you have to be like very intentional with like when you're so busy, even we're busy. You know what I mean? It's like it's just hard to do.
I got a buddy that's in a stand like every day, like from 5 a.m, come back home, take a nap, go back out at night. Like it's
crazy.
I'm like, dude, you do this every day, and I'm like, how do you even have the free time like that? But he gets some good stuff, so
just like
worth it.
Doing like work emails, like, very quietly
from the blind.
Yeah,
writing a song up in there. Yeah, trying to play the guitar as quietly as possible.
Humming your melody.
Put your headphones in.
Yeah,
writing the melody in your head.
Yeah. So what else do you do other than duck hunting? Like other than when you're on the road, like what other hobbies?
I play a lot of video games.
Oh yeah. All right, now we're talking.
What do you play?
Warzone.
Okay.
For sure. Yep. Play a little Fortnite sometimes. I've been getting back into it because they got the original map on there right now, and they do like a
reload.
Yeah, the reload is fun, dude. Yeah. Like Resurgence. Like I play a Resurgence on Warzone, And then I've been playing the show as well.
The MLB, the show?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, I love that. And then the new college football game is pretty fun.
I got that.
I haven't deep dove into it, but it plays so smooth and it's like enjoyable. I play like a quick game, like 2-minute quarters every now and then, and I really like that. So I haven't got to game a whole lot lately, just being so busy too. But that's what I'm gonna be doing tonight when I get home for sure.
Does your do you guys get to do it on the road? Like, do you have a setup or?
Yeah, we got so like we can play like pretty much offline games while you're traveling, you know. And we're gonna be on the bus for this tour coming up, which is awesome.
Congrats, man.
Thank you, bro.
Huge congrats.
I'm excited about that, dude. I've never been on one for a full tour or anything. We've taken one out a couple times, and then, like I said, when I was on the Tree Vibes bus, that was just a luxury, you know. But yeah, we're definitely gonna bring the gaming console out and you know play some football, play some MLB. I know a lot of my guys like NHL too, so that'll be nice to pass some time on the road, you know, for sure.
Yeah, stay out of trouble, you know.
Yeah, I like to bring it. I like to bring it too. If they got good Wi-Fi in the hotel, then you can play a little bit sometimes if you're up in the hotel for a couple days.
Some guys have like our bus has like Starlink on it.
Yeah.
So
you can do everything.
Yeah, I can never get it to work though. It's like I try to log into Netflix and it's like I need a VPN or something. It's like I don't know how it works, but some buses like where they can just roll down the highway and just like stream games.
Dude,
which
that's
is like
crazy.
Insane.
Yeah.
I know if I could do that, I mean my life would be made pretty much at that point.
It's probably better that you can't just for productivity.
I know,
sometimes.
100%, man. Like even like when I go home sometimes, I'll only be home for a few days. I won't bring my console because I'm like, I'll just sit there and play it all day. I want to like go out, see
familiar?
my family, do something.
Yeah.
I got a PlayStation so that I wouldn't go to the bar as much.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
I was like, this $500 investment will save me that in a couple bar tabs.
For sure.
Yo,
But
easily, dude.
It's definitely the same way.
It's good to have like a good like hobby, something else to do than that. But then I end up drinking beer while I'm video gaming anyway. And I'm like, I haven't really quit the drinking as much, but going out and saving money definitely helps.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
It is cool though. I have gotten closer with some of my buddies that I play with. So I play Fortnite too.
Definitely.
And I'd never played Fortnite until like 6 months ago.
Oh, heck yeah.
So I'm not good.
Yeah. I always thought it was like this like kids game that is like, and then like, so now I haven't played it recently, but like I'm playing with these guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking fun, man.
Dude, it's super fun.
It's Call of Duty just with fun stuff.
Yeah, cartoons and fun stuff. And dude, literally, like you just said though, it is like me. I've made friends like a dude that lives in Canada. I met him in person for the first time at Kane's show up in Toronto, and like we've been playing with him. We just met randomly in a game. Been playing with him ever since, and even friends I don't get to see that live like a few states away, we play a lot, and it just keeps everybody connected, which is cool. It's good for the boys.
Yeah,
definitely. And it's like networking too.
It is
100%.
Like I became kind of buddies with like Dalton Dover. Through him being. Alex Maxwell is one of my buddies that's a songwriter.
Yeah, I love Alex.
Yeah, so like through Alex, Dalton played with us, and like Colin Stiles played with us on there a couple of times.
Yeah,
just a bunch of my like songwriter buddies.
I know, you're surprised like how many people like actually game.
Yeah.
Oh, it's insane. And it's funny because he came on the podcast, and then we exchanged numbers, not even realizing that we were already in a group chat together, a Fortnite group chat.
That's funny. Yeah, we have a Warzone group chat, and everybody's in there every day. Oh, anybody on? Anybody trying to run something real quick?
I like playing by myself, but I'll play for like 25 minutes, 35 minutes by myself. If someone's on and it's like BSing with your buddy on the phone, just on a game.
Literally, it's like a phone call, and you can just have some fun in the meantime. But no, I feel you. Playing solo, I got into it a lot on Call of Duty, and I think when I did that, it made me a lot better. But nowadays, I just get super bored.
Yeah.
And I miss some of the old maps and stuff, so I don't really play unless anybody's on. I feel that.
I feel like Call of Duty is like I just like spawn and then die, and then I just do that over and over again.
Yeah, because you're bad.
I need to get good, I guess.
You just gotta practice.
I gotta tell do you know who Ninja is, like the Fortnite guy?
Yeah.
I gotta tell the story because I always think it's kind of cool. We were playing this like Super Bowl pre-party a couple years ago, and we played the show, and it was really fun. And then we're having this like we're all in Combs' green room and just having some drinks and chilling. And there's all these like huge football guys in there,
Yeah.
And it's like super famous people. And there was like this one dude just like sitting in a chair with like blue hair, And I was like, hey, man, what's up? And he's like, oh, hey, what's going on? And we talked for like 30 minutes. And I was like, so how do you know Luke? He's like, I don't. I'm like, well, how are you in his green room right now? And he's like, oh, I'm friends with Tim. And so Tim's like a Call of Duty streamer.
Tim the Tap Man.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. And then so we started. He's like, so like, what do you do? And he was like, oh, you ever heard of Ninja? I was like, oh, yeah. This is before I started playing Fortnite. And then he's like, oh, that's me. And then so like we hung out. And he was like super nice. His wife, Jessica, super sweet. And he was like, man, is it cool if I get your number? Like, yes, dude.
Dude,
yes.
that's sick.
Yeah. And we talked about streaming, and he's like, if you're in the top like 3% of anything that you enjoy doing, if it's like knitting or Fortnite or whatever, you can like make money streaming it and have fun.
100%.
And like that dude is crushing it. And I'm like, but you know, it's got to be harder than it seems, right?
Definitely.
Right?
I mean,
and
you
he's
got to
like,
put in the time.
And he's like, not really, man. I just kind of play video games I like all the time. I'm like, fuck you, bro.
It's definitely harder than that, I would say,
Yeah.
because you want to build a brand. You want to have like an idea of like content you're putting out.
For
I mean,
sure.
it's like his blue hair was his brand. Tim
Yeah.
the Tap Man, he's got his whole thing built up. I actually know Tim, and I know Caloxy because Kane plays with them a lot on
Yeah.
Warzone.
Oh, yeah.
So we were at Kane's birthday party last year, and it was here in Nashville, and they were here, and we got to just kick it. And I was talking to Cloaksy forever, and like we followed each other on Instagram, and it's crazy because I've been watching those dudes stream for like the last 3-4 years, and then now I'm like, oh, Kane, like I'm hanging out with Kane, they're mutual friends. It's like, dude, I never would have thought I was like going to parties with these guys in a couple of years, but it's cool.
I know.
Wow.
You know what's weird is like when Twitch came out, I'm like, this is so dumb.
Yeah,
Like I just thought it was like, I don't know. Like, and then now I'm like, it's awesome. And like you could watch someone who's incredible at something do whatever and explain what they're doing. And if you're into that, it's like so informative or
it is.
or just fun to watch. Like I love chess and I'm like not good at it, but you can go and watch like Hikaru or like Magnus, who are like some of the best players in the world, get on there and explain their moves
learn
and
stuff.
Yeah, and it's
Even
entertaining.
with COD, dude, like I feel like when I started watching them, you never like have the, I guess, POV of like watching somebody right while they're doing it from their screen. You know, you just see somebody run up and absolutely wreck you because they're a demon in the game. But to watch them do it, you can kind of pick up on how they play these situations. You know, how they move, what they're running their settings on and stuff. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's funny because, you know, when you die in Fortnite, you can watch your buddies play.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll do that and I'll just watch little things they didn't pick it up. But
yeah.
when you're watching the guys, like there's this guy Prosper Gaming that does Fortnite, and he's 0 build. That's what I play. I don't play build.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do all that.
Building is crazy these
wild.
days, dude. I can't keep up.
Yeah, it's wild. But watching him, I'm like, oh, that's how he's moving so fast. And like he like tells you little tips.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as like my feed gets music stuff or like social media stuff.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
The whole thing right now is providing value, I think. You know.
But the weird thing is that like I watch 0 like guitar streamers or 0 like music stuff.
Yeah, I told
On
you
Twitch.
that you should.
Yeah, maybe I should get on there and do it. But like unless it's like a friend of mine going like TikTok live or something.
Yeah.
But, like I don't go and watch like YouTube guitar stuff, but I do for like video games or for chess or whatever.
I feel that, dude. I used to do that a lot more too, like just when I was starting out.
Yeah, if it's like if you're learning a new instrument or something. I guess I do that if I'm like working on fiddle or something.
Yeah, I used to love watching people do like drum covers and stuff. I don't even play the drums. I just think it's crazy to watch somebody just shred on the
Dude, drums are so sick to watch.
I know,
yeah.
dude. It's so entertaining.
Yeah.
I bet Mitchell plays on this tour.
Dude, he was playing the other day, and I was like, who is playing these damn drums right now? I was walking around, and I was trying to talk to somebody, and then I looked out,
Like,
and
shut the fuck
it's
up.
it's just like hammering away. I was like, oh, hell yeah, okay. I'm going to come down here and watch.
Yeah.
He's got that emo kid in him.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of those guys, like Devin and like Andy Albert and all them, like just started out doing that stuff.
It's crazy.
Were you into that stuff growing up, or?
I was more into, I mean, I liked everything. Nickelback was like the first reason I wanted to do music when I was young. The first reason I got my first guitar when I was like probably 7. And then I put it down. I just didn't really have the patience. I was taking lessons, and I was just like, man, like I'm over this. Like it's too slow. I'm tired of learning one note at a time. Like, so I went back and played baseball like that was my kind of passion, everything I wanted to do. I wanted to be an MLB player, you know, growing up. And finally got back into country music around that time. FGL and Sam Hunt, Luke Bryan, Jason Aldean, they're all taking over, you know, the scene. And picked up, or I remember I was listening to a bunch of like I like The Weeknd, I like Drake, I like hip hop a lot. Travis Scott's one of my favorite artists. And then also just like pop music too, growing up, you know, anything that was on the radio, I was listening to that. So after I went to like middle school, a couple years, met a bunch of new people, I started, you know, showing people my, you know, music taste, and then my new friends were showing me their taste, and that's when I got back into country, and I was like, oh man, like we're having all these parties, everybody's listening to FGL. I was like, the girls are singing it. I was like, man, I need to pick up the guitar again and learn how to play it. So that was when I did that, and started teaching myself on YouTube, you know, just at my own pace, and learning songs I wanted to learning the chords, you know, and I was really, really a lot more motivated to do it that way. But no, I never really was like into the crazy, like heavy, like metal stuff or like the emo stuff or anything. But there was a couple songs that, you know, if they'd play it for me, I'd be like, oh hell yeah, like I used to listen to Avenged Sevenfold a lot with my buddy Gabe, who's a songwriter here in town. We grew up together, started writing, and he loved them. So I was listening to them quite a bit for a little while with him. And then who else? Killswitch Engage.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's even
so I did like it, but I was never playing it really growing up, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love rock and roll music, but not the extremely heavy stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
I grew up like a lot of like I liked Kiss early on. I liked AC/DC. I remember the live AC/DC album was like always in the truck when we go to baseball games and stuff. So that was something I was always jamming.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. Guns N' Roses, all that stuff. I like that stuff too. So it was just everything growing up, you know, always listening to everything.
All right, baseball. What would your walk-up song be right now?
Oh shoot!
Dude, what a great question.
That is a great question. Right now at this moment, probably. Oh, dude, it's so hard.
You're like, it's my new single.
Yeah. I want it to be like
get that extra stream.
It'd probably be like Stargazing by Travis Scott on the Astroworld album.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite songs. Or Burn It to the Ground, Nickelback.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I feel like a lot of their stuff is like so energetic it makes you want to run through a wall, which is exactly what you want when you're walking up to the plate.
100%, dude.
Yeah.
Like that's something we used to always think of, like what would your WWE walkout song?
Yeah.
Like you gotta have something to get you amped up for sure.
Have you heard of our butt rock nights that we do?
Mm-mm.
So we have an account that our buddy Brian Frazier really like runs for us called Butt Rock Night.
Yeah.
But it started as we were going to Key West Songwriters Festival. We were like, we should just do a night of the stuff that they call butt rock, which is Nickelback, Creed, Hinder.
Oh,
Singer.
hell yeah.
So we do full band, learns all the songs. Each artist sings one or two songs, almost like karaoke style.
Yeah.
But it's all artists, so they know how to do it with the band, you know? And we've done 3 of them now. We're about to probably do a 4th here soon.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, dude, they're so much fun. And it's like Jordan Rager plays.
Yeah.
Like when
He's
we
the
do
king of it, dude.
He loves it. He's like, bro, this is like the most fun I've had in town in so long. You know?
He always
feel
sings
that.
Lips of an Angel.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's just silly and fun, you know? But we do that. And then from that, Brian started memeing like Fred Durst.
Yeah.
Nickelback, like, you know, Scott Stapp, like Creed, everyone. And, dude, the account's twice as big as the Race Rowdy account now.
That's crazy.
It's wild.
Fred
That's pretty
reposted
sick.
it too,
Yeah. Yeah, Fred's reposted. Chad's interact with it. Scott Stapp has too. It's wild. Like all
That's
the G's.
so cool, man.
And we're like not really making fun of it. That's not the thing.
Yeah.
Right.
That's just like the stigma of what everybody else does.
Yes. Yeah.
100%.
It's a bit sometimes.
Yeah.
Like these guys are, you know, they know what they're doing. You know, they're being eccentric on purpose.
Oh,
you know?
100%.
And that's the thing.
Yep.
But it's
They're
super
rock
cool.
stars, man.
Dude, they are. And that's what rock stars are.
Another good walk-up song.
Oh, yeah, rock star.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, for sure.
What would yours be, Nick?
Oh, God. I don't know. Why don't you go first?
Probably like Master Puppets.
Yeah,
you know, like Metallica.
Some classic Metallica.
Yeah,
mine might be Rockstar by Post Malone, actually, too.
Yeah.
I used to play that before, like when we did headlining shows a few years ago. We always turned that on, turn it up before we started the show. Like through the speakers out front, it got us all hyped up when we're standing side stage.
Mine might be like Rage Against the Machine, Bulls on Parade.
Oh, dude, I was singing that song the other night when we were in Maine. I was walking through the venue. Yeah. I ain't got no road. Dude, takes me back to Guitar Hero 3, man.
Oh, yeah. I actually did that full band karaoke one time.
That's it.
They had that when I was back in Pittsburgh. I lived back in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And dude, the hometown bar that I lived kind of in the hood, and we could walk to 2 bars, and the one you wouldn't go in, and the other one we went in all the time.
Dude.
And they had full band karaoke there one night.
That's sick.
With a list of probably 100 songs.
Yeah.
Which is great, you know?
Yeah.
And I sang that. It was pretty epic.
That's awesome.
As a kid, it was like Pocket Full of Shells. I'm from Florida, so I'm thinking like the beach. I'm like, I don't get this song, but it really makes me feel a certain way.
Dude, yeah, it gets you going. That's for sure.
Well, that's the same thing for me when I was young, listening to music like that. That's extremely political. I didn't know what they were saying.
Yeah.
I just know that they had so much emotion in their words, you know,
100%.
Drove to feeling something. I didn't know what I was feeling exactly, but I liked it, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely, man. There's so many songs I look back on. I'm like, dude, I had no idea what that was even saying, and I was just jamming it when I was like 8 years old.
Like Third Eye Blind. Then I bumped again. Then I bumped again. You're like, whoa, what?
Dude, there's so many songs. Like 50 Cent was another album I listened to a lot, and I like listened back to it a couple years down the road, and I was like, whoa, I can't believe my dad was letting me just ride around listening to this in the car.
I had a Walkman, and I remember I had the Bone Thugs record as a kid, and it wasn't like the clean version, or you know. And my dad's like, "What are you listening to?" I'm like, "Bone Thugs," because I like that song. Talking about the crossroads only, and I, you know, it's like I just listen to that one song on repeat. And my dad's like, "Let me listen to this record, make sure it's okay." And he was like, "Yeah, no."
Dang, that's funny.
I was like in 6th grade or something.
You know, the first CD I ever remember owning, and I was literally probably like 5 years old. There's no shame on my parents because they raised me very good. I'm a good kid, good person.
Yeah.
But they were really lenient with anything. But I remember the first one I ever bought and had was Jackpot by Chingy, with like Holiday Inn on it and like Right There and all that. And like, dude, I would jam that stuff.
So catchy too.
Yeah. That was kind of probably the beginning of my love for hip hop and everything too.
My first CD I ever had, my uncle mailed me the Spice Girls CD. He's like, "There's this new band out. Check this out." And so I had that one.
But they took the Bone Thugs from you and gave you the Spice Girls.
Well, that was before Bone Thugs for me. But the first one I ever bought was Tragic Kingdom, No Doubt, and Melancholy and Infinite Sadness.
Also great.
Which was $20. It was a double record.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like a shit ton of money.
I'm older than you, Kurt, and you're older than him, I assume.
Yes.
I bought Snow Informer and Red Hot Chili Peppers What Hits. Which was,
hell yeah.
Like, so I'm old. But.
And Mozart's first record.
Yeah, me and Mozart went to high school. Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Dude, Mozart walkout song with baseball.
Dude.
That would be kind of hilarious, though.
There's some Beethoven up there, man.
Yeah. I might do a Big X the Plug song, too. Have you listened to him extensively?
Dude, Texas. I love the song Texas. I haven't dove deep into his stuff, but every time his songs come on, it goes hard, man.
It's like, I'm not super into that much modern rap.
Yeah.
But Matt Brill, my business partner, turned me on to Big X, and I was like, oh, this is sick.
Yeah, 100%.
And it sounds like the best parts of Rick Ross and like Big Pun kind of put them together.
Yeah.
And just
very big sounding.
Yeah.
It is, man.
Texas,
it gets you. It's club, dude. It's club bangers, man, and gets you hyped up.
He's coming to town. I'm going to see him.
He came to our show in Houston.
That's so sick.
Yeah, and hung out. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Fucking weird, man.
Yeah.
Life is weird.
Yeah. It's cool. It's great.
Super cool.
It's cool right now, dude. You never know who you're going to run into, who's hanging out with who, who's liking whose stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But that's fun. Just I guess not knowing and then finding things out like that. It's just so cool.
World's getting smaller, man. Feels like sometimes.
It is, bro, because everything's so connected, I feel like, nowadays.
Nashville specifically now, with as big as the genre is and as much crossover as there is and as many collaborations.
Dude, so many people here.
Yeah.
Like, even like Post is just around all the time. Yeah, MGK's here.
You know?
It's so crazy.
So I saw him at a Grammy party.
Who?
Posty or MGK?
No, MGK.
Oh, really?
I was just like, after we played the Great in February, I'm like, whoa. It was like
I
this
saw him
little
at Stagecoach, and me and my buddy were talking to him on side stage, and I was like, the hell, dude? And Megan Fox was there too. And I remember I was having a conversation with some of the guys that work with Marshmello, and then I look over at the gate, and Kendall Jenner standing right next to me. And I was
billionaire.
like, what the hell? Yeah, dude, everybody's here right now.
So crazy.
Yeah, it was cool.
Have you got to catch any shows out like when you're not on the road doing your own?
Oh man, not really. Besides, I guess just being at the festivals this summer with people. I got to go to Stagecoach every day for the 4 days, so that was great.
Oh, that's
and
great.
I didn't play till Sunday, so I kind of just got to hang out.
I'd be wore out by the time
Dude,
I
was, bro. And like we released my EP that week, so we were doing hella promo every day, a lot of interviews and stuff, you know. So I was trying to like not
interviews.
get too turned up with the everybody once I was done, and we'd go out for the night and watch everybody. We got to see a lot of cool people, man. I remember we were watching Morgan's set, and it was that first night they did I Had Some Help because Post came back out with him. Yeah. Everybody was going crazy, and we were standing there. Dude, the whole night we hung out with Emma Roberts, the actress.
So cool.
Her and her boyfriend were like back over at my trailer, like hanging out, and I was like, "This is weird." I saw her in like Scream 4 when I was like 11 years old.
And then of course Flavor Town's all over the place. That guy, he came and hung out when we played there. It was like Luke, Kojo, and Guy Fieri and Cleto are all sitting at a table drinking.
It's so sick, dude.
The most random nonsense.
Dream
like,
blunt rotation.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It feels like, dude, the Twilight Zone sometimes. Bro.
Yeah.
For sure.
Cool.
I feel like that, man, because I just moved to Nashville in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a whole regular life of adulthood before that.
Yeah.
So I moved here, and just randomness happens all the time, which is so crazy.
Keep you on your toes, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's the other thing about Nashville, too, is you literally never know who you're around. And even if they're not someone now, you don't know if they might be someone.
Like be someone
in
like
6
a
months.
year. Yeah, 6 months, a year.
It's crazy.
You never know, dude.
Yeah.
So it's always good to be cool with everybody, for sure.
Yeah. Got to be homies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we talked lightly about your single Carhartt. Why don't we dig a little bit deeper into that, too?
Yeah, dude. I mean, that one's just like super fun. And like I had the idea for so long. I wrote it with Gabe Faust. Like I said, me and him, like he moved down here and started living with me, and then we've been writing since we were 15 years old back home, So when we have ideas, we bounce them off each other, talk about them, and that one in particular, like we had talked about for like a few months, and it's usually late at night. One of the two of us is probably having some drinks and super like, hey, bro, we should write. I'm in the mood tonight, and then hopefully the other one's down, and we were that night, so we sat down. It was like 10 o'clock probably, and started talking through the idea again. And we originally were going to write it like almost more of like a life, like love song, because it was going to be more like, if this girl never stole your Carhartt, she wouldn't have stole your heart, from like the beginning of like the first night you met her, and then leads you to like having kids, leads you to like, having a house, the whole like, and all because of she stole your Carhartt type thing. And then we're like, wait, like maybe, I don't know, let's just have some fun with it and do it more of like a, commercial, like radio approach, like more
lighthearted.
Yeah, more lighthearted, more open. That, like we said, people that maybe even don't like country, maybe they put it on and they think it's cool, and we took that route and kept it kind of the same thing, but it's about a girl that just, kind of dipped on you and stole your Carhartt. And I feel like everybody, all guys especially, and then every girl has probably been the girl that takes someone's favorite shirt and you never get it back, and you're like, oh man. So it was just such a relatable thing too.
Oh yeah, I still remember all the hoodies that I got stolen over the years.
Yeah, and some of them still sting, man. To this day, I'm like, that was a sick hoodie.
Yeah. And Carhartt's like not like Walmart cheap anymore.
No,
not even
they're
close.
expensive, man.
They're
Good
balling,
quality
dude.
stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's just such like a pop culture like thing now. I feel like everybody who's anybody wears it.
It's nuts.
People be like, dude, you ain't no blue collar worker. Why you got that Carhartt on?
When I was a kid, it was Dickies.
Yeah.
Especially in Florida.
Dickies is swag now too, though.
Yeah.
I got 2 new jackets like over the last year, and I love them. Can't wait to break them out. I'm glad the weather's finally changing. When the weather starts to change, you're
fall.
like, I can already see all the outfits I'm going to be rocking outside.
Yeah, my closet that is all my coats. I have so many. It's just sitting there waiting for me,
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And football's on.
Oh, yeah, dude. It's the best. Like, I love Halloween, too. I just like fall in general. I was my birthday's in like a week, so I'm an October baby, and it just feels like my time of the year. But of course, it only lasts like 4 weeks where it's actually enjoyable. Then it just goes ice cold.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm about to drop a video, and I've talked about this for a long time. We do like short form video kind of here too, talking about how when someone can dress as you for Halloween, it like means it's working.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude.
It's cool.
Definitely, man. It's all about creating an identity too, and something that sticks out. So it's pretty cool if you're that big of a deal and you can look at somebody and know exactly who they're trying to be too. That's awesome, you know.
Super cool.
But sometimes I wonder if it's like, is it the person that makes the look, you know, or obviously the music has to be there, but it's like, you know, it's like Luke wears those shirts.
PFG.
But then like Lainey, she's like has her own like, I don't even fashion sense, or I don't even know what you'd call
Bell
it.
bottom country.
Yeah, for
she
sure.
Branded it and everything. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's I don't know, man. Yeah, the music's got to be there for sure, but that's also just the good thing of like the association that people have with, you know, what you wear, what you look like, your style, everything. Kind of, it's all part of your brand, you know.
Yeah, it's something that before I really got to town, I didn't even think about that much, you know. But once you're here, you see it, and you'll see it.
And I think that
too.
I think that takes time for everybody too. I know I was listening to Ella talk about it on podcast the other day, and she was like so true about it. She's like, I've been trying to figure it out for myself, and I think I'm just now getting there. And I think once the music's in place, once it's all kind of rolling, you kind of start to get into that routine and that groove, and that's when you really figure it out, you know, for sure.
And Laney's stuff's crazy because you go to a Laney show. Like last year, we were at Rome River Jam, and Laney was headlining. Every girl under the age of 18 was dressed like Laney.
I know, dude.
It was wild.
Yeah.
You know?
It's cool, man.
It's so crazy to see that happen. All these girls and their mamas all walking in bell bottoms, all with the
It was like
hats
Morgan with the mullet, and then he always
I was just about to say that.
The cut off flannels.
Yeah.
And then you could like be like, dang, dude, the whole strip of Broadway looks like a bunch of Luke Combs and Morgan Wallens walking around.
Oh, yeah, dude, 100%. Yeah, PFG's
crazy.
Yeah. Well, always knew Morgan was going to really, really work. I never would have dreamed this big, but it was like when we were opening, or when he was opening for us on tour, then it was like the flannel. You know, it wasn't just the PFGs. There's a couple of guys in flannels with fake mullets on and cut off shirts. I'm like, oh, Morgan's about to just
it's working.
Blow up like crazy.
It's crazy how that works. But I love Halloween too. I'm hoping we went to a Halloween show that Caitlin Butts put on. It was very, very fun.
Yeah,
Is she
it's
doing
like
that again?
I don't think so.
Oh man,
I think she kind of took a bath on it last time.
That
don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
Hi, Caitlin, love you. Not that you're gonna listen to this podcast.
Money's hard in Nashville. Yeah,
hard to sell tickets.
Yeah. But man, it was so much fun. It was just like all the artists were dressed up as something, and then they would sing a song that was kind of like related to what they were dressed up as.
Yeah,
it was
Goth
so
Brooks.
much fun. Yeah.
Oh heck yeah.
Watermelon Crawl. It was like dressed up as like a big
that was
spider with like a watermelon.
Kane's birthday's in October too, and he had a Halloween costume party last year for his birthday party when Tim the Tapman was Shrek. It was hilarious.
Oh yeah. Happy early birthday, by the way.
Oh thanks, bro. And then Cloaksy was dressed up as a big Twisted Tea can. That's so funny. We were just talking about Twisted Tea earlier. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, we had a buddy that like posted a video with Twisted Teas in it, and I was like, bro, let's get you some.
I know the Surfside, man. I'm gonna try one.
Yeah, I got a 4-pack for you. Don't
100%. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, they're good.
You've been hyping it up, dude. So I can't wait.
I speak the truth, man.
Yep.
I was like not drinking for a minute, and then I was like, all right, I'll drink these.
Yeah, for sure.
They're good. Sometimes we're in here and it's like 10 a.m. and I'm like, I mean, they have caffeine in them. I could use it.
Yeah, right.
Lemon's a vegetable, I think.
Yeah,
lemonade. Yeah.
Super funny.
That's like the Twisted Teas they taste great, but it's like it's just so sweet. Like these are less
so sweet. Yeah, that's what it's saying. Like they're a lot lighter.
Yeah,
and like you can really put a couple down and still feel pretty good to go. So that's important, man.
Even more.
You gotta be pacing, dude. You know, you gotta make sure you're not passing out of the concert or turning in too early on a boat day. So they sound like they'll be the move.
I definitely used to like have like that craft beer phase. Yeah. And then now I'm like, give me something light. Like I'm old.
Definitely.
I'm not trying to be fucking hungover the next day.
I know, it makes me tired.
Yeah.
Big heavy
beer. It tastes good though.
We were down at Floribama, and
oh boy.
Yeah, it was slightly aggressive.
I was just down there a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
so fun, man.
So much fun. We did like a takeover last year, and we did another one this year. I think we're probably gonna just book that weekend and just make that like our thing that we do. It's so much fun, and that beach is so beautiful.
I know, dude. It's
great.
crazy. My sister was living down there for a couple of weeks. I guess it was maybe a couple months this summer, and she was doing like the dolphin tours. My aunt and uncle lived down there, like literally 5 minutes from Floribama.
Sick.
And we stayed at the Phoenix resorts down there, and it was crazy, bro. It was like it was the first time we did a full family vacation since we went to Hawaii like a few years ago, probably when I was like 15, some damn near 10 years ago. But it was my grandparents, my mom, me, my 2 sisters, my brother, my aunt, her 2 kids, my other aunt and uncle, their 2 kids, and one top floor unit up there on the 15th floor. And I was like, there's no way this is going to go good. And it actually went great, dude. Nobody fought. Everybody got along. And we were there for a whole week. And then the end of the week, me and Kane played the Wharf down there.
I love that venue.
Yeah, it's so sick, man. So it was a fun time. And we started off the week at Floribama. And we got it going right.
Yeah.
And then we ended it right over at the Wharf. It was sick. It was a great week.
Easy to get the motor running at the Bama for sure.
No, definitely. Dude, have you seen the tap room up there?
Oh yeah.
With the liquor.
It's crazy.
All the liquor in there runs through taps to each bar. I was like, that's insane. There's no bottles. Literally, it's crazy.
It's so nuts, and such a well-oiled machine there for as much chaos as
is
like
happening. 7 stages, right?
Yeah.
7 bars or something throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, and there's so much chaos and so much like artists canceling a gig last minute. You know, that's how it goes.
There's like a band rocking downstairs, and then you go up to the top floor. There's a writer's round going on. It's like, dude, every room is like a different scene. I feel like, you know.
Well, and they even have like in that main room, which is like the writer's round stuff. They still have bottles because they were like, people want to see the bottles.
Oh, for sure.
So just in that room, everywhere else is all that machine.
That's crazy, man.
But they still kept that to keep like the vibe of it.
Yeah, for sure.
And that dome stage, bro, that's one of the rowdiest rooms I've been in. It's wild.
Yeah. I've played there one time, like back in the day when I played with Michael Ray, and we had a good time.
Yeah.
But we had like midnight bus call or something.
Oh gosh. So, probably for the best though.
Yeah.
You could stay there till 3 in the morning. 4 in the morning.
Easy. Then be at Waffle House till 4 or 5.
Yep. Like right across the street.
We didn't make it to Waffle House this year, and I felt like that was a good thing for me, you know?
Dude, I know. I'll be putting it down, bro. Wake up and I'm like, oh my gosh.
It's a different kind of hangover.
Save me.
Like when you eat too much.
Yeah.
Definitely sits on you heavy, man. That's for sure.
Chaos.
But Waffle House is typically the move, man, you know, because it's always open.
Heal yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I used to go there every time after the concerts up in Indianapolis when we were leaving. On the way back, about 30 minutes into the drive, stop off at Waffle House before you head back to Terre Haute.
Yep.
And that was just a routine, bro.
We did it when we went to the Georgia Theater, went and saw Flatland and Colby Acuff. And we're all sitting in there, and Nick was being a good boy. I was
not being a good
boy. I was drunk, and we're all hanging out, and Colby came in and with his band. We're all eating, and then like some fans came in, and they were like hammered and are singing the songs. And I'm like, "Where's their Wi-Fi?" You know, like okay, cool, thanks.
Yo,
it's fun though.
Appreciate that.
That Georgia Theater sounded good.
I like
that room. Is
that was the first
the audio of it.
First show of the year for us this year was there with Nate, and it was cool. It's like the layout for like it not being massive. It's got a really cool layout.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That roof deck's nice too. They got
super cool.
Yep.
And that's what sometimes rooms like that don't sound great. That room sounded great. Great. I was like, okay, it's a theater, so that makes sense. But sometimes even theaters, you're just like,
yeah.
But what a great
that.
room.
It is so cool.
Yeah.
I had a great time there. It was definitely one I've been wanting to check off the bucket list, you know?
Yeah.
So it's awesome.
It's so cool, man.
Should we go over some of these cool accolades that you've received recently before we kind of wrap it up?
Come on.
All right, so you got a Music Row Artist to Watch. Is that Is that the correct thing? Congrats on that.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
What does that entail? It's just like they're like, hey, this guy's good, check him out, or like,
yeah,
dude. Get your name out there, bro. Gets people talking. It's great publicity, bro. Obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really cool. It was an honor, man, for sure.
It's super cool.
You got one from Amazon as well.
Yeah. Yep.
It's funny because
everybody over there has been so great.
At Amazon.
And so like supportive, and like having their backing is huge, obviously.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's funny like that it's a like exciting new artist or whatever, but it's like in my mind you've been doing it for a while.
Yeah. I know.
We're in the game though.
That's the thing.
I know. But you're still so young.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, and with the debut album it just goes to show that things are going right and on the right path, and everything's coming together, I feel like.
Yes.
To get that recognition.
I think that's it too.
Yeah, it's like very, very satisfying and shows that, you're on the right track.
Yeah. That's one of the things we talk about too is just little moments like that kind of reinvigorate you and just make you push even harder.
Definitely.
Great.
Definitely, bro. And just having the approval of everybody around the industry makes you, want to work that much harder and get that much better and just, keep proving yourself to everyone,
Yeah.
And one more, just since I'm listing them off, I think I memorized these right. Pandora also gave you a shout out with the same kind of accolade award thing. Must be doing something right.
I know, dude. Exactly. There's been so much good stuff, even with this new album coming up, that there's so much great support from everybody across the whole industry, and it wouldn't be as big of a deal to me, and I don't feel like as many people would be hearing it if it wasn't for everybody all around.
Team.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's the best, man. Having a great team. Like I worked over at Big Loud for like a year and a half, and just seeing the power of so many people believing in what you're doing and pushing forward with you is so powerful.
Yeah, dude. It takes the the village, man, for sure to make everything come to fruition.
Yeah. Well, man, thanks so much for hopping out here, in
dude.
Old Hickory and hanging with us. We appreciate
bro.
it.
I had a great time. It was good to see you guys.
You too.
I mean, if I ever need to come back on, if you guys are bored or
let's
need another guest, I'm down to come back and hang.
Or let's play some Fortnite.
Yeah, exactly. Let's do that too. I'm so down.
My handle's pretty easy. It's Ray's Rowdy. So.
That's easy enough. I won't forget that.
One day we'll get a streaming setup in here and we can just hop on and just play a couple games.
We're talking about
that. That'd be sick. Dude.
I was like, I kind of want to start Twitch streaming, but like, imagine that we were doing a video game while we interviewed, and maybe not Fortnite, but maybe like, what about old school
streaming
Mario
while
Kart?
we're doing it? Yeah, that'd be sick.
And it's like, all right, question while you're like, we're trying to wreck you or something.
I would just like, my language would be so foul. Like we wouldn't be able to clip anything. I'd be like, fucking,
100%. Those games, the kids games, Nintendo stuff, get you going the most. I feel like when it breaks out in the family, dude. You turn the Wii on, it's like, oh, this shit's about to go down.
It's like video game Monopoly, the same kind of thing where you get mad at each other.
That's like Uno for my family too. We play Uno, it gets heated.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's for sure.
I was watching a video about Uno, and they had like a kid playing, and he was just bawling his eyes out. And they're like, "You gotta get used to this. Is what we do."
Yeah, dude.
We're not gonna let you win, buddy.
Yeah. No mercy.
So great, but man, that's part of what makes families.
Yeah. Exactly.
That dynamic.
Damn, I miss my family now. Great.
I know. I'm gonna go cry.
Always.
Yeah, same.
Call my mom when I get out of here.
Yeah,
always, dude.
I called my mom yesterday. She didn't answer. I was so mad.
Dang it.
She always yells at me for not calling on Mondays, and I did. And I was like,
my mom didn't text me the other night, and I was so surprised. She texted me every day. I was like, oh, something wrong? But then she hit me up in the morning, so it was all good.
We're going to call our moms on the drive home. You got a busy day ahead of you probably, huh?
Yeah. We got a couple more things to do. I'll probably call her back on the way home.
Yeah, that's what I do.
100% drive home, makes it fly by. Got like album signing thing we're doing, and then I think one more like Zoom interview thing or something.
Birthday party coming up soon, maybe?
Yeah, dude, for sure. I think I'll be in LA. I think we're going to go
at the
Troubadour. The next day, Josh Ross is playing, I think, so we're all going to go hang out with them.
Maybe go to the Rainbow Room after.
I know. That's always fun. Over by the Roxy, dude.
Yeah,
I went over there and kicked it. It's crazy. I was watching The Dirt the other day with Molly Crew and all those scenes in there with them, and it's like iconic. Yeah, it's wild, bro.
Yeah, it's a legendary spot.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you donating your time, and congrats on everything, and happy early birthday.
Thanks so much, bro. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, man. We appreciate it.
Yes,
I'm Nicky T.
I'm Kurt Ozan, and we'll see you on the front row.